This evening, Basil Williams defends his record and decries non-laws. Gives back to the community. We bring you tonight's edition of Person of the Week. In the region, reggae artiste Capleton uses social media to refute rape accusations. And internationally, North Korea threatens to cancel Trump summit.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, May the 16th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Police and the Child Care Protection Agency are currently investigating the death of a 3-year-old child in a Sophia home. Relatives discovered the child's lifeless body around 9 a.m. this morning. Another relative of the child explained to the media that the child was feeling unwell since late last evening. He also complained about not being able to breathe properly. Persons in the area said the toddler lived with his grandmother and her husband as well as his 2 siblings. An investigation is ongoing. Attorney General Basil Williams accuses former President Barrett Jagdeo of presiding over a narco state. This after being accused of accepting kickbacks for settled cases. Here's Wendell Jeffrey.
Who's Jagdeo? Jagdeo presided over a narco state, a failed state. We were a pariah state. More people have been killed on this Jagdeo's watch than in wars. So who's Jagdeo for me to talk to? You know how I grew up? I keep telling you, with my grandmother. And she used to drum into me, a liar is a thief, and a thief is a murderer.
Today at the press conference at the Attorney General's chambers, the Minister of Legal Affairs, Basil Williams, was in full battle mood. Adam Harris, the editor of Kaichor News, asked the Attorney General to comment on former President Barrett Jagdeo's claim that financial kickbacks were the main reasons as to why the AG chambers were settling those multi-million-dollar cases.
How is it a kickback? To who? To all the members from Ministry of Communities and his team, the Minister of Communities and his team, the Attorney General Chambers and his team, the whole cabinet. You know, what we found is that people have been so corrupt for 23 years, you know. Corruption was the order of the day, and people don't seem to understand that under this government, anti-corruption means what it is.
Minister Williams said that the cases were settled due to some legal technicalities. He suggested that the cases which were settled costing the taxpayers tens of millions of dollars were settled because they were unwinnable.
A lot of those cases were incurable. In other words, when you appeal a matter, if an issue wasn't argued below, you couldn't raise it on appeal. In that case, the lawyer for Sugrim said she's relying on Ms. Kusun's arguments or submission that a government, once it granted an award, couldn't revoke it.
The Legal Affairs Minister frustratingly noted that certain people will face legal challenges if they continue to make certain charges against him. He said that his government has been going around the country working on sensitizing public servants of the need for them to keep their hands off the government's money.
And a lot of people are going to fall foul of the law if they don't change. We have gone around this country, and we still are to complete other regions, trying to sensitize the workers of this government and this state about anti-corruption and the need to keep their hands off of government's money.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Last evening, police recovered a motor car which was stolen along with other valuables from a home in Diamond on May 13th. Acting on information received, the ranks went to a location at North Rheinveld at about 5:15 p.m. and found the Toyota Allion with false registration plates parked on the public road. No arrest has been made as of yet. Kissoon's Furniture gives back to the community. Esther Sobers has more in this report.
Today, members of the Guyana Institute of the Blind were graced with the kind donation of a chair set and toiletries from Kissoon's furniture store. A representative from Kissoon's, Christina Danishwar, spoke to media operatives about the furniture store's continued contributions to the organization.
We're very happy to be able to make this donation to the Blind Institute. We're doing it actually because Mistress Kissoon does it every year, and we're happy she's not been able to do it this year, so we're happy to take that place and donate these items.
Cecile Morris, the president of the Society of the Blind, spoke of some other items that is needed at the Institute, such as computers and other basic items.
One of the pieces of items that is needed is a freezer, because from time to time people would donate meat to the society and things like that. A freezer, I'd say some canes for walking, right? Security for our area, if some security, and this doesn't necessarily have to be Kissoon, if some security company could come forward and give us some security at least in the night, we would be very, very, grateful for that.
Several months ago, 4 armed men had robbed and assaulted members of the Blind Society, carting off with a laptop and an undisclosed amount of cash from traumatized persons. Despite the traumatic ordeal, many blind persons continue to attend various courses offered by the Institute. Nonetheless, some members spoke about the contribution from the furniture store.
I also would like to say how grateful I am to Mr. Kissoon, because from the time it started, I was here.
Kissoons still remember us, and that we are grateful for them, and I pray that God will continue to bless Kissoon so that they would be able to bless us more.
Any person desirous of assisting the Blind Institute can find them on Facebook on Guyana Society of the Blind, or contact them on 225-2725. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, Williams trashes Nandalal's record and defends his own. And we bring you this week's edition of Headline News Person of the Week. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoon's has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. In this edition of Headline News Person of the Week, we introduce to you community activist and disability advocate Omar Cooper. In 1991, Omar Cooper was a passenger in a minibus that collided with a Gaisuco truck. The accident left 3 persons dead and several others injured. Of those who survived that horrific crash, Cooper received the worst injuries.
Both my legs are broken. 3 persons died on the spot. And my eyes were damaged, my hand was broken, and I spent 11 months in the medical care.
Though he has recovered for the most part, his partially paralyzed hands and feet are a reminder of that incident.
My Muslim brothers, I always was a Muslim, but I had backslided, came to me and they said, you know, maybe this is a warning from Allah.
Since then, he has dedicated his life to improving the condition of disabled persons in Guyana. Omar Cooper was born on August 7, 1941 in Georgetown, Guyana. He is an activist for differently abled persons, but despite having mobility issues, being partially blind and hard of hearing, the ex-fireman does not allow physical limitations to hinder his spirit.
Seek assistance, not pity, but we want to expand ourselves to show that though we have disability, we still can do something, but we just want the backings.
As the representative of the Guyana Disabled Organization, he works tirelessly for the rights of the differently abled community in Guyana. In fact, his latest mission is to secure fair and equitable housing for over 500 physically disabled Guyanese citizens. But in his neighborhood of Albois Town, he's known as the guy who gets things done. Throughout the years, he's organized various large-scale donation drives for the children of Albois Town, sometimes being able to convince big businessmen to open up their hearts and their wallets to help.
You had Abbas Farouk, you have Mr. Gafur. He must be the giant of all, because I personally took one of these child that born blind and he to him, and he and his secretary Diane, they I think the Sunday was the child birthday. They gave them some money, $5,000. They gave her a computer, and they did what they had to do.
Despite the heavy connections, he remains a simple man who gives a voice to 2 different communities that are often ignored. That was this week's edition of Headline News Person of the Week. If you know of someone who should be chosen for next week's edition, contact us. You can reach us on our Facebook page or email your nomination to safetv2hln@gmail.com with the subject headline, Person of the Week. On Tuesday, the body of a 59-year-old fisherman was found in a canal at Experiment, West Coast, Berbice. The body was identified as that of Hirolal of Bath Settlement. According to his daughter, he was last seen alive on Sunday. She explained that it was usual for her father to leave home in the early hours of the morning to go fishing, but became concerned when he did not return Sunday evening. At the time of this discovery, Hirolal was in full clothing. However, his fishing net was nowhere to be seen. A post-mortem examination is expected to be conducted shortly. Police have already begun an investigation into the cause of his death. According to Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, the coalition government inherited several unwinnable cases. Unwinnable cases he was forced to settle. But Wendell Jeffrey tells us that Minister Williams did not have positive things to say about his predecessor's track record. Here's more.
Facing many attacks to his credibility from the members of the PPP and seeking to respond to such attacks, the Minister of Legal Affairs, Basil Williams, today called a press conference at his chambers. He immediately sought to set the record straight. He said that under Presidents Jack Dio and Ramatar, Guyana was a failed and corrupt state. The minister also said that the former Attorney General Anil Nandalal was inexperienced, unqualified, and that he served without distinction. The AG cited some cases as evidences of Nandalal's judicial incompetence. Williams said that the government lost the Rhodesia case because of Nandalal.
The CCJ noted that the government of Guyana, represented by Nandalal, did not lead evidence to show that the tax was transferred, as he claimed.
Williams also said that the government lost another multi-million-dollar case against NH International and Emily Elias because of Nandalal also.
Nandalal confounded the problem by appealing the matter to the CCJ through Attorney-at-Law Mr. Roysdale Ford, on a point where the government had appealed to the wrong court. The CCJ didn't take 5 minutes to dispatch that appeal.
The famous BK case, where over $1 billion was paid out, was also mentioned. And again, the lack of Nandalal's legal distinction was highlighted.
In the BK International matter, on assuming office, A.G. Williams was told Nandalal had taken a decision to pay BK $225 million for services rendered, despite repeated breaches by BK of the Hagsbush contract.
Williams said that the government had to settle that case because of the pressures from the International Funding Agency, who wanted BK gone from the site, and also because of the problems that BK was causing for the residents in the surrounding area.
Due to the site being consumed by smoke which affected neighboring communities, and the IDB wanted BK off the site, a settlement was agreed between BK and his team, the Minister of Communities and his team, and the Attorney General Williams and his team.
The Legal Affairs Minister said that there are additional cases of Nandalal's inexperience, lack of qualification, and ineffective leadership, but that they will come at a later date.
To be continued.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Yesterday, Rayfield Pickering appeared before the Sparendam Magistrates Court charged with unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition. Pickering, a 33-year-old laborer of 113 South Vrydeslust, East Coast Demerara, was on last Sunday arrested with an unlicensed .32 caliber revolver along with 2 live rounds, a spent shell, and an improvised pistol. The defendant pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. In respect to the improvised weapon, investigators are compiling a case file for legal advice. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, reggae artiste Capleton uses social media to refute rape accusations, and North Korea threatens to cancel Trump's summit. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
the Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sapphire Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.
Welcome back. Here's BB Backus with our regional and international headlines of the day.
Dancehall artist Capleton took to Instagram Monday evening to refute allegations that he raped a woman. After being released on bail, Capleton told fans, "I vehemently deny all accusations of sexual misconduct and do not condone crime or violence against women or anyone." He maintained his defense that he is the target of an extortion scheme, adding that he and his lawyers have presented evidence to the authorities to fight his false accusations. The 51-year-old artist reportedly hired a female hairdresser to groom his hair at a New Kingston hotel on April 28. It is alleged he forcibly had sexual intercourse with her. The hairdresser made a report to the police on May 2nd. The police said later that day he filed a police report against the woman, accusing her of extortion. He was later arrested and charged. Authorities in Venezuela have seized a plant owned by the American cereal manufacturer Kellogg's. It was after the firm announced it was pulling out of the country due to the economic situation. President Nicolas Maduro called the closure absolutely unconstitutional and illegal. He said the factory had been handed to workers and would continue the production. Earlier, workers had said they had been prevented from entering the plant in the central city of Maracay on Tuesday. And in international news, Malaysian politician Anwar Ibrahim had been freed from jail, saying the opposition's election victory was a new dawn for Malaysia. He was a major figure in the nation's politics until he was jailed on sodomy and corruption charges. He was slapped with the charges after falling out with the government of the time. Malaysia's new Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad sought a pardon for Anwar, which was granted on Wednesday morning. Elections were held on May 9th. And finally, North Korea may pull out of a summit with President Donald Trump if the U.S. insists it gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is expected to take place on the 12th of June. But in an angry statement, North Korea's vice foreign minister accused the U.S. of making reckless statements and having sinister intentions. He specifically referenced U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton. Kim Guy-won said, "We do not hide our feelings of repugnance towards him. Bolton has long been regarded by many in Washington as a war hawk." Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, BB Backus.
Thanks, BB. Now for your 7-day weather forecast and bridge retraction schedule. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and you have a blessed day.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sapphire Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling, and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.